Oh. 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 Oh.
All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, who rule and teach well. And peace, love, and salutations and blessings to those who do this work in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel from the Dream Is Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. And what you just saw was a grieving Israenot, a small hatter, for the loss of his son. And then his second clip was looked like a Moabite or a so-called Chinese woman mocking him, which was actually pretty hilarious, right? And, I just wanted to do a quick video before camp to show how the Lord is, making the other nations hate this devil. All right, so I'm going to go to, I don't want to play that one yet. Hold on. This damn bullshit. So I'm going to go to Jeremiah 49, and I'm going to start at verse 14. And it says, I've heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. For lo, I make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest high as an eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord. No man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Okay? So, I'm going to play that again. Of course, we got to play that a couple times.
Oh. Oh.
Now, let's get some of these comments. You see this? From Second Ezra's. Funny. Then you got this guy with the dog pooping on the flag. And this one says, let's all pray that no one else in Israel is okay. My favorite video today. Maybe if they didn't rape their own while raping Palestinian women and girls, I would have a heart for them. Yet I don't, because of what they allow to go on for decades since King David hotel like Jim Crow, and did not whatever he's saying. And I guess they're saying for decades since King David like a hotel Jim Crow did in the South here in the U.S. Kiss my butthole. Also, I guess he's saying that, King David was just like Jim Crow was here in the, in the Americas, how they did Jake. Sorry, I'm late. Coffee, anyone? Bro saw the cameras and me and overreacting. Ha ha ha. Gladiator. Ha ha ha. Karma. Okay. Oh my God, my queen, you're so evil. I love it. And she's not evil. Laughing my ass off. Coffee or tea? I got a new dry shampoo. Sounds like a serious constipation here. So you see, all of these different nations are mocking these people, openly laughing. Coffee, please, thank you. Like, Oh no, it's the consequences of my actions, right? And as as Scott Ritter has said in one of his videos, which I may do a video about that later, he said that the whole state of Israel is nothing but all of them are just evil people. Okay, all of them are just dishonorable, evil, wicked people. All right, and look, there's nothing in these comments. Bravo, Iran. Thanks from Palestine. As an American, I love it. Iran, we love you. You see, and then that's a shame with a smiley face. You see, so everybody that's deaf to the IDF, overreacting. Good news. Nobody gives a shit. So they're going in, and these people are just continuously roasting Esau, Edom, the tribe of Amalek. Okay, because these people are wicked ass people. Just straight evil, over the top wicked, over the top destructive, over the top, okay? No mercy whatsoever. Just the wickedest of wicked people. That's what they are, these damn Amalekites, okay? And then you have the other nations that are going to mock. Nobody's going to care about your calamity and the things that come to you. Y'all peoples are pieces of shit. The whole so-called white race, starting with the tribe of Amalek, are nothing but pieces of shit cowards. Okay? And what we're witnessing here is prophecy coming to pass as the other nations stand and mock the calamity, the same calamity that you put on other nations. Like nobody cares, bro. You didn't care when other nations was getting killed. You didn't care when the Palestinian little kids was getting killed. You didn't care about that. You see, when the Lord's chosen people come back, there's going to be peace in the earth. Okay? Let me get something real quick. So we're going to go to Proverbs 29:2. It's Proverbs. I hit the wrong thing. Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay? The people are mourning. The people are in mourning. When the righteous are in rule, you ain't gonna have mourning. Now, of course, the people ain't gonna like it for the first 500 years or so, when when they have to go and clean up all the bodies and restore the earth. Of course they're not gonna like it, but even in that, they're still gonna have more of the substances that they need to survive than they do on this side, except Esau, Edom. Because the Lord is going to have mercy on all the other nations. And the Lord is going to beautify Jerusalem, but he's also going to beautify the rest of the earth. So when these other nations go into their lands are going to be filled with milk and honey and beauty, because the earth is going to be restored, bursting forward with abundance. Okay? And we're not going to, force tributary these people. These people are going to be tributaries all on their own. You heard the scripture, where it says, let me see if I can find it. So let us go up. We're going to go to the book of Isaiah 2:3, and it says, and many people shall go and say, many people shall go up and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of Yahweh and Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many peoples. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of the Lord. You see? So that's not happening right now. They're not going to the land of Israenot, right? They're not going there to learn of the ways of the Lord. They're going there, and the kingdoms are learning war. Okay? They're learning how to defend themselves against these devils. All right? So that's another indication that these people are not the people, and the Lord has indignation against them. Okay, the Lord has indignation, and the Lord said He was going to have indignation for them forever. We're going to get that real quick. So we're going to go to the book of Micah. Well, we're going to read 2. And it says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord, against this family do I devise an evil from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go haughty, for the time is evil. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and a lamentation, and a doleful and in that day one shall take a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he hath divided our fields." Okay, because this devil has went in and taken the land, and that's why at the top it says, verse 2, he covet fields and taken by violence. All right, but I really wanted I got Marcus and Malachi. My bad. This is Micah 1:1. It says, "The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel," by Malachi. Malachi 1:1. "The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet wherein you have said, where hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord, but I have loved Jacob, and I have hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness, wherein Edom has said, we are impoverished, but we return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall be called, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever." You see that? So the Lord hates these people. They're not the ones that the earth is flowing onto. And as I said, the rest of the earth is going to become tributaries unto Israel. They're going to do that shit voluntarily. Okay? You're going to have people coming in droves with offerings for Israel. Okay? Droves. We got to go up to the house of the Lord to get our blessing. We got to go to the house of the Lord. This is what they're going to be doing. We just read it. Okay? All nations shall flow onto Yahweh and Jacob. Okay? Because we're going to teach them the ways of the Lord and keep the Lord in order. I mean, and keep the world in order. Okay? We're going to keep the world in order. So they're gonna see the fruits. You think they're going to forget what's happening on this side? No. They're not going to forget this. They're not going to forget the wickedness of this world. Everybody's going to remember the things that are happening on this side. They're going to remember the evil. That's why the scriptures say, is this the man that caused the world to shake? Because they're going to remember who Edom was. Okay? This is going to be remembered for forever and ever and ever and ever. To never let this happen again. You know, and it's not going to happen, one, because Yahweh Shai and King David and 144,000 are going to be reigning in glorified bodies. You know, however, the other nations are going to see. They're going to see the difference of what happened when wicked was ruling versus the righteous. And their lands are going to burst forward with lush, with plenty. And they're going to be great tributaries onto Israel. Okay? It ain't going to be about war and anything like that. They're not going to have to create the type of corporatized system where they have to go and siphon and trick the people into democracy to give up the rights of their land so that they will be able to extract riches from the land. No, we're not going to have to do none of that. People are going to want the wisdom, just like in the days of old when the King Solomon reigned. there were so many tributaries that came to King Solomon. Why? Because they wanted the wisdom that King Solomon offered. Well, it's going to be the same then. They're going to want the wisdom. They're going to see the wisdom that has been bestowed upon Israel by the Lord, and they're going to want to partake upon that. They're going to want their lands to flourish. They're going to want their lands to be plentiful. Okay? And that's exactly what's going to happen. But that's not happening right now with these wicked ass people. All right? So you got the nations mocking them. You got the nations, rah, rah, like nobody gives a fuck about y'all people. Okay? Nobody gives two shits about Esau, Edom, and these Amalekites. Nobody cares. It's getting to a point to where the world hates you all with a perpetual hatred. Okay? Because they see the evil that your kind brings, my mans. So you can sit there and break down like you special because you've been taught that you special. You ain't special. You didn't go through the things that Jacob went through. Okay? You Israenot faker. All right? You don't mourn for nobody else when they die. When you kill them, when you put their foot on their neck, nobody gives two shits about y'all, man. About y'all people. And we just proved that. All right? So I got another video I'm going to play. Now, this is the second video that I wanted to play. But you know, they do that thing with the social media where you have a video pulled up and they disappear. The video just disappeared, but I had it saved in a chat. And the brothers had it saved in a chat. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this because it just goes into the pride.
What is missing in leadership?
Well, it's winning. You gotta win. You know, I've watched a lot of people, leaders, great leaders. And you know, the one thing about sports is you break it down into, you know, a 2-hour period, something nice. You don't have to wait a lifetime to find out is somebody a winner or a loser. You got a lot of losers, mostly losers, fortunately. It's a good thing to have a lot of losers. I always like to hang around with losers, actually, because it makes me feel better. I hate guys that are very, very successful and you have to listen to their success stories. I like people that like to listen to my success.
Missing right now. What is missing in leadership?
Now that's a prideful ass loser, nigga. Because you ain't never built nothing. You's a damn nigga. Okay, is what you are. You ain't never built nothing. You've destroyed everything you touched. Your whole track record is destroying everything. Bankrupting casinos, bankrupting Trump Towers, bankrupting the U.S. because the U.S. Treasury is insolvent, right? And this prideful ass dude, the reason why you like hanging out with losers because you're a loser. Okay, look. What does birds? Says birds of a feather, often extended to birds flock together. It's an idiom meaning people of similar character, interest, backgrounds tend to associate with or stick together. Suggests that like attracts like. So two things that are alike attract the same thing. So that use a fucking loser, man. Use a loser. That's why you like hanging around with losers. All right. The only thing is that your loser ass, the Lord, which shows you that the Lord is the one that puts up the basis of men. Because how could a loser such as him be in power? Well, it's because the Lord put him there. That's it. Now, we're going to grab one more precept and we're going to close out on this. We're going to go to the book of Obadiah, okay? Because we just read about the pride, but now we're going to read about it one more time, all right? This is Obadiah 1 and 2. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, and thou art greatly despised. Now, that's some despiteful ass shit to say right there. That makes people hate your ass. Hold up. I like hanging around losers, you know, because I'm better than them. Yeah, you's a damn loser, all right? The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? You see that? Your pride have deceived you. You've been given such niceties and such dainties in your lifetime that you actually think that you got it, that it is of merit. But really, you are a losing piece of shit that the Lord is about to take down. He is taking you down, you know? The hands of the king of Babylon is waxed feeble. Okay? You can tell you're feeble in thought, you're feeble in mind, and you have some type of sickness which you're trying to hide. Okay? So don't think that the world don't know. All right? They know. All right? And that's all you do with the things that you say is display more and more how stupid and wicked your ass is, man. And you see, you got the one hand of people mocking Israel, and you got the other hand a prideful ass leader that don't realize that the people mocking him too. All right? So I just want to do a quick lesson before camp, ending it off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachah Kodash. Until next time, I say Shalom.